An eastern New Mexico state park is receiving high honors. Our Roma Vivas has the story. And Jacob Leva has all the sports action from this weekend's basketball tournament. It's Monday, November 20th, and News 3 begins right now.
Serving eastern New Mexico and the surrounding region, this is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening, I'm Matt Livingston. Leading the news tonight, one of New Mexico's best kept secrets is not a secret anymore. Oasis State Park, located outside of Portales, is named the top state park of 2006 by the New Mexico State Park Division. Our Roma Vivas is standing by live in the studio with more on that. Roma?
Matt, News 3 spoke to the State Park Division today, and they told me that the Oasis State Park was chosen because in the last 5 years, they have had a 50% increase in the park's revenue and 49% increase in its visitation. The Oasis State Park is a wonderful outdoor refuge located just 4 miles outside of Portales. It was officially established in 1972, and about 40,000 people come to this park every year. And for them, this park is paradise, and the rangers who get to take care of it agree. They say it's a great place for a day out with the family.
I think just the great staff we have out here, the great natural resources we have. It's quiet. You don't have a lot of violence or crime or anything like that out here. It's a family-oriented park.
A spokesperson for the State Parks Committee says Oasis is being honored because of the staff's outstanding performance in keeping the park well maintained, while making it a family-friendly destination in the eastern region. And the rangers of the park are thrilled for the recognition.
Basically, we do a lot of great things out here and we're recognized for it, and it's a great achievement.
Many visitors come to hike and camp at Oasis and enjoy the scenery, but the favorite activity, according to one Oasis visitor, is fishing and getting time to relax.
I enjoy coming out here and relaxing, fishing. I haven't caught a lot of fish, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
So if you want to go fishing, hiking, or even want to just gaze up at the stars, you can go to the Oasis State Park in the heart of eastern New Mexico. Live in the studio, Roma Vivas, News 3 New Mexico. Let's go back to Matt at the desk.
Thanks, Roma. The Army National Guard cut the ribbon this morning on a new forward operating base. That base is in Deming, New Mexico. It is located in the city's industrial park and will support the 200 National Guard troops in the area who are safeguarding the border with Mexico. Although temporary, the base could be used for a long time. And as one base in New Mexico opens, another is looking for more money to operate. New Mexico's congressional delegation wants the Defense Department to pay up for Cannon Air Force Base. More than $13 million has been promised to the Air Force Base, but it was stalled during last year's base realignment and closure process. The delegation contends the money should have been released after the Air Force Special Operations Command announced its decision to come to Cannon. You drink, you drive, you lose. That's the message Governor Richardson is trying to get across to the 5 counties with the deadliest DWI holiday season. The DWI Super Blitz will be in full force from November 17th to December 3rd in areas like Albuquerque and Las Cruces. Last year's holiday Super Blitz took more than 900 drunk drivers off New Mexico roads. And the city of Clovis has finally settled a civil rights lawsuit from 2004. 39-year-old Charles Middleton of Colorado alleged that a former Clovis police officer used excessive force after pulling him over for speeding. Middleton's attorney says his client settled for a substantial amount of money, but the exact amount was not released. And today was sunny and surprisingly warm. Our Chris Nation is standing by live in the Weather Center with First Weather. Chris, will I get to enjoy sunny and mild weather on Thanksgiving Day?
Well, Matt, this mild sunny weather is going to continue into Big Turkey Day, and then a strong cold front will be moving in. In fact, as you can see, very strong upper ridge right here, massive amount of moisture, but you can see not a lot in the south. Now, the reason that is very intense high pressure bubble right now. We've seen a lot of these over the last couple of months. Keeps everything out. In fact, you can see starting to battle between high and low pressure right on the Colorado line. I will have more on that later on, but right now at the broadcast center, things are pretty good. Temperature of 54 degrees, as you can see, mostly clear skies. A little bit of wind though, so if you're going to get out tonight, do take into account that cold front maybe kind of starting to slip in a little bit, and of course wind chills, so you might want to go ahead and take a jacket with you. That's First Weather. I will be back later in the broadcast with your complete local and regional forecast, but for right now, let's go back to Matt in the studio. Matt?
Thank you, Chris. Drum roll, please. A winner has finally been announced in New Mexico's 1st congressional district. Republican Heather Wilson came out on top after the final tally showed Wilson ahead of Democratic opponent Patricia Madrid. But don't wipe that sweat off your brow just yet, Republicans. The Democratic Party may ask for a recount next week. And the New Mexico State Fairgrounds had quite a scare on Sunday. The grounds were evacuated after 2 containers of radioactive material were found under a vehicle. Radiation Control Bureau Chief John Parker said today there was never any public health hazard. Luckily, all radiation was contained in protective containers. And Governor Richardson is heading south of the border today. He is meeting with Mexican President-elect Felipe Calderon. The 2 politicians plan to discuss issues of cultural exchange, border security, and immigration. The governor and Calderon have known each other for several years, and they plan to work on issues of mutual concern to Mexico and New Mexico. And you may have Turkey on the mind, but the city of Las Cruces has a Turkish hacker on its mind. The city's website was hacked for the 2nd time in as many days, and the site's intruder calls himself the Turkish hacker and has posted violent pictures from Israel's war on Hezbollah. The pictures appeared on the police department section of the site. Now, I know every time Turkey Day comes around, I regret coming back for seconds and thirds from those delicious holiday foods. But how do you resist the pressure to overeat during holiday celebrations? Judy Fortin has some answers in today's Health Minute.
Might be at risk for overindulging. It's hard to resist pressure from family and friends trying to load you down with extra helpings.
So slow down. Really just enjoy the food, savor every bite, and you'll find that you wind up eating less.
Registered dietitian Ellie Krieger says you may want to sit down with relatives and tell them you don't want to overeat.
But just say, I love you, I love your food. I'm just going to have a little this holiday because I'm trying to do this for my body to be healthier.
She says there's no need to deprive yourself of a holiday treat or specialty item, but just eat a little.
You don't have to eat 10 cookies to have that experience. You can have that experience with 2 cookies.
She suggests using a small plate and a tall, thin glass to make it look like you're getting a bigger helping of food. For today's Health Minute, I'm Judy Fortin.
And now Jacob Leva joins us for First Sports. Jacob, you and Christine got us really excited about last week for the Harry Miller Eastern New Mexico Shootout basketball tournament. Did it live up to all that hype?
Well, Matt, it did live up to all the hype, but this is how I'm going to start off. So football is done. At least Eastern's football season is over, but that means it's the 2nd half of November, which means November rain is here. Eastern New Mexico Greyhound basketball is what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you almost everything from the Harry Miller Eastern New Mexico Shootout. And there was some good games. Come on back to sports to check it out. Matt?
Thank you, Jacob. Coming up on News 3, gamers had their Christmas a little early this year when 2 new hot game systems hit the market this past weekend. We'll have the details, but first.
It was sunny and nice today, but this perfect weather, is it going to last for your Thanksgiving celebration? I'll have the answers along with your complete local and regional forecast coming up next in Weather.
PBS celebrates the legends of classic country.
Like a rhinestone cowboy, I know how to make my brown eyes blue. Please help me, I'm falling.
All the chapel bells were ringing.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Coming next month on KNW's Festival 2006.
Now, your local forecast from News 3 New Mexico.
Welcome back. I've had people all day ask me what's the weather going to be like on Thanksgiving, and I'll get to it in a minute, but right now I want to show you what's going on out there. So you can see not a lot of cloud activity over the state. There's a little bit seeping in over Colorado right now, but this is the big story. This is a massive upper level disturbance, but I want to show you something. Look at the way this is moving. As you see, it's wrapping in, starting to curve around. It's actually having to move around a very, very powerful high pressure system. High pressure system centered off right through here, as you can see, so strong the upper level disturbance is literally curving around it to get around the high pressure. Now, what does that mean for New Mexico? Doesn't mean anything really. What it means is the high pressure is not going anywhere. It's going to stick around till Thursday. Going to give you a great Thanksgiving day, and I will get to that in just a second. And then Friday, a nasty cold front is coming. In fact, I want to show you exactly how that cold front is going to be approaching us. As you can see, already a lot of cool out there. But what I want to show you right now is these two sets of purples, as well as this massive bulk you're seeing over the Great Lakes area. This whole blue bulk is cold Arctic air. It's going to shift its way down, come through Nebraska, Oklahoma, the whole region, West Texas, and finally curve its way in early Friday morning. So not the best news. This weekend's going to be cold, a little bit of windy, but your Thanksgiving day going to be absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'm going to get to that in just a second, but I want to show you in the state radar, not a cloud in the sky over the state right now. As you can see, El Paso, Roswell, Carlsbad, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, nothing on the News 3 Live radar. If you are traveling down to Roswell, be careful. You may see some fog in the morning, about a 10% chance, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you about it because it may affect your travel plans early in the morning, but it will burn off by 10 a.m. Now, everyone has been asking me, what is the weather going to be like for Thanksgiving? Mostly sunny, high 72. So you can see right there about a low of 37. Winds out of the west, southwest about 10 miles per hour. We can't be exact on that right now, but it's going to be a great day. Enjoy your family, get out, enjoy it. Going to be great weather because the cold front is going to crash in late Thursday night. Once you're stuffed with turkey, it's going to get pretty cold out there. Want to go ahead and take a look, show you what you can expect tonight in your lows. Not too bad, actually. You know, of course, it is winter. We're officially moving into winter here in the next few days. Roswell 37, Carlsbad 36, of course, Portales at 35, Midland at 38. But take a look at tomorrow's highs. They're actually quite surprising. For this time of year, we should be about 68 degrees, and we're right at room temperature at 72. Roswell 74, Carlsbad 74, and 70 in Midland. So pretty nice. Get out, enjoy it. I can't stress it enough. The next 3 or 4 days as this high pressure bubble just sits over us, it's going to keep the cold air out. It's going to keep the wind out. Going to keep the clouds out. Get out, enjoy it, golf, because Friday and the weekend, not going to be the kind of weather you're going to want to see. Probably just get a book and stay in. It's going to be pretty nasty. No rain, but windy and cold, not the kind of stuff you're going to want to get out to. Let's take a look, show you what's going on here at the broadcast center. Humidity is at 45% right now. Winds out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour, but look at your barometric pressure. That's one of the highest readings in the 3 years I've been here I've ever seen. 30.40, absolutely off the charts. Another 5.5, and it would be a record. That's how strong that high pressure bubble is, and it is not going anywhere, folks. It's going to sit over us for the next 3 or 4 days, give us fantastic weather, then it's going to slowly dissipate and let the cold front come crashing in. Wind chill is at 49. Your visibility, of course, it's so clear, 7 miles. Now, over the next 5 days, I can't stress enough, I've been saying this entire weather forecast, gorgeous weather. Now, there is some cloud cover coming in Thursday as the bubble slowly starts to break up. We're going to see that whole frontal boundary I showed you earlier start to slip south, start to bring in cloud cover. That's going to continue, but look at that high on Friday, 62, and by tomorrow when I'm doing your weather, it may be down to 58. We're not quite sure how cold this cold front's going to be, but that Arctic air is starting to build in a very strong way, and then Saturday, 58, of course. And finally, let's take a quick look at your pollen count. Want to show you, level's going to slowly start to peak up. Now, Wednesday, they're going to level off right at about 7.4, but as the cold front does rush in on Friday, early Thursday night, early Friday morning, these levels are going to start to climb through the roof. I'm Chris Nation, the News 3 New Mexico Weather Center. That was your weather. It's time now to go back to Matt in the studio. Matt?
Thank you, Chris. And as the holiday season approaches, farmers in the Las Cruces area are shaking in anticipation for the pecan harvest. Rebecca Valdez will tell you why coming up in the break on your state and regional news.
Next time on Great Performances, Beverly Sills.
The greatest singing actress in the world.
Well, what are we going to sing today?
All she ever wanted to do was sing, and happily for all of us, her dream came true.
I couldn't believe that it had happened.
Join us for another chance to shout Brava Beverly with Beverly Sills on Great Performances.
Thursday evening at 8 o'clock on TV3.
Now, the latest statewide news from News 3 New Mexico.
Valdez in the News 3 newsroom. Now here's a look at your state and regional news tonight. It's no more flights for one flight attendant. The Freedom Airlines flight attendant is being disciplined after ordering a Santa Fe woman off the plane for breastfeeding her child. The attendant handed the woman a blanket and ordered her to cover up. After refusing, the woman was ordered off the plane. A spokesman for the airline said the attendant did not meet the company's expectations when dealing with the situation. Many Las Cruces pecan farmers will soon be doing the pecan tree shake. It's harvest time in the Las Cruces area, and that means many farmers will be busy. The farm machinery will be busy as well. The Las Cruces area grows most of the pecans in New Mexico. Last year's crop was worth more than $111 million. That's a look at your state and regional news tonight. I'm Rebecca Valdez in the News 3 newsroom. Now back to Matt in the studio. Matt?
Thank you, Rebecca. Police in Connecticut are investigating the shooting of a man who was waiting in line to buy a new PlayStation 3 video game system. According to police, 2 armed men were trying to rob people waiting in line at a Walmart. About 3 a.m., a man was shot for not giving the thieves his money. A friend describes the ordeal.
We got a call while we was at work that our buddy had gotten shot. So we came down here. He was waiting in line for the PS3s, I guess, for a couple days now. And we got a call from my buddy's brother letting us know that he got shot. And we're trying to find out what's wrong with him right now.
And Sony isn't the only company gamers are lining up for. Fans and parents got an early place in line to get their hands on Nintendo's latest game system as well. The Nintendo Wii went on sale Sunday in the United States, days after the Sony's PS3 went on the market. It's all an attempt to gain footholds in the lucrative video game industry. John Lorick has the story.
How many hours? 72, 72. That's over 24 times. It's about almost 240.
That's how long a man who identified himself as Triforce says he had been waiting in New York City to get his hands on a Nintendo Wii game system. For those willing to brave the November cold, the Toys R Us in Times Square opened its doors at midnight. As another holiday shopping season is ushered in, Nintendo hopes the Wii brings up big sales at the cash register. Rival Sony released its own offering this week, the PlayStation 3, which is hundreds of dollars more expensive, but comes with many extra features. Nintendo hopes gamers bite on its more affordable price tag of $250, as well as an unusual controller design that has fans talking.
It's so interactive, you know? You involves all your arm movements and everything. If like you have a sword, you actually slash with one hand to hit other characters.
Meanwhile, in Annapolis, Maryland, Sunday morning, one man wasn't thinking about graphics or playability. He just wanted to put a smile on the face of a special someone.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm getting it for my granddaughter for a Christmas present, so it's worth it. Yeah, it certainly is.
I'm John Lawrence, reporting from Atlanta.
ENMU Greyhound basketball action was practically exploding out of Greyhound Arena this past weekend. Jacob Leva is up next with the highlights from this weekend's exciting tournament. Don't go away.
Frank Lloyd Wright was the greatest artist in the world of architecture that America has ever produced.
Wright was an unparalleled genius hounded by controversy. And at the center of his world was a quiet man in an unlikely city. Experience the compelling untold story of the most important friendship in the life and career of this American icon. Journey to Frank Lloyd Wright's Buffalo.
Wednesday evening at 9 on Channel 3.
Thursday evening at 10 o'clock on TV3.
Now, the latest in local sports from News 3 New Mexico.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for basketball season. And the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds were getting their preseason underway. The first game of the Eastern New Mexico University Shootout versus Western State. This is what it looked like for the Greyhounds in the first half of the game. Justin Redmond Trotter throwing it inside, and that'll be classified as a turnover. 2 possessions later, Tristan Largent to Dwight Collins. The Greyhounds could not buy a bucket. Western led 9-23, but Eastern would come back. Tristan Largent hits Justin Redmond Trotter, then Dwight Collins comes off the Michael Monet screen, which leaves him wide open for the layup. Then Justin Redmond Trotter drives, and that's how you get open. Drive and dish, then set up, 2 points. Western led 29-26 at the half. So Eastern started off slow in the first half, down 9-23, but then went on a 17-6 run to end the half. Things were looking up for the Greyhounds. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, 1 half to be exact. So let's see how that went down. Right, in just a second, we're going to get to that video for you guys. Maybe not. Maybe we're just going to keep looking at me, but I can at least let you know it was a good game. There we go. Now we're going to see it. They would stay tough in the game. Justin Redmond Trotter to Michael Monet. 3 points the old-fashioned way, bucket and the foul. But it wouldn't be all Eastern. Tristan Largent getting pressed, can't find a way. Ira Cross throws it away. Lawrence Knudsen ends up with the ball, dishes it off to Brandon Gilbraith, and that's what I'm talking about when I say November rain. Michael Monet would make one last stand, another old-fashioned three-point play, but it wouldn't be enough for Eastern. They lose the first game 66-64. Now, Eastern put up a good fight in their first game against Western State, but came up just a little bit short. So in the second game on Saturday night against Washburn, Eastern was looking to get a win in their home tournament. Eastern and Washburn, and it was a sloppy first half. Justin Redmond Trotter into Donald Young, who just straight up loses the ball. Hit the weights, Donald, you got to hold on to that. So Washburn takes on the fast break, but you've got to pay attention when you've got the ball. T.O., Redmond Trotter ends up with the ball and gets fouled. Help him out, Tristan Largent. Come on. Ah, nuts. Bad three-point play, but then Justin Redmond Trotter gets the steal, gets fouled, and Eastern is down 23-29 at the half. So Eastern down a little again, but they're putting up a good fight, hoping to get their first win in their own home tournament. But you know what? It's probably not going to happen. Eastern would come out firing. All right, well, Washburn would come out firing, but after the save off the miss, Justin Redmond Trotter looks down deep to Aaron Rodriguez. Touchdown. But a layup wouldn't be enough. Off the Eastern miss, Andrew Mile with the rebound, and he is going to do what they call coast to coast. Except the problem with this is he's going to miss. Frank, I've got your back Pfeiffer. He gets the bucket. Washburn dominates the second half and wins 63-55. Now, if you miss the game, then come on. All you got to do is go on to the ENMU website at www.enmu.edu, then find the button that says Athletics, then find Alumni, and then you can easily watch the game on our webcast. We broadcast them and we show you exactly what happens. That way, you don't even have to watch the highlights. You can see the game live. So, Matt, were you at the games this weekend?
I actually didn't make the games, but luckily I did catch it on the webcast.
Yeah, how was it?
Close. It was a heartbreaker at the end there. Go ahead and stay with us. We have a final look at weather when News 3 returns.
Next time on Independent Lens.
Our job is to make the world a better place by exposing wrong and exposing it in a way that people can see how to fix it.
Follow journalists from around the world who hold the people, the powerful, and themselves accountable.
The media has a very important role to play. If there's no independent voice, what you'll have is no democracy.
Democracy on Deadline on the next Independent Lens.
Tuesday evening at 10 on Channel 3.
Thursday evening at 10 o'clock on TV3.
Welcome back. For more national and international news, tune into the News Hour at 6 p.m. right here on KNW TV. Here's a preview of tonight's broadcast.
I'm Jim Lara. Today's news: more troops to Iraq, heroin in Afghanistan, infections in hospitals, and novelist Richard Ford. All tonight on the News Hour.
The Kansas City area Secret Santa is not so secret anymore. For the past 26 years, a Secret Santa figure was seen handing out $100 bills to needy strangers. We can now reveal his identity. Larry Stewart, a 58-year-old cable and long-distance phone entrepreneur, is taking credit for the gifts. Stewart is ill with cancer this year, but Stewart and a small group of volunteers still plan to hand out $165,000 between Chicago and Kansas City this holiday season. And now Chris Nation joins us for a final look at weather. So Chris, we're going to have sunny skies and warm weather for Thanksgiving?
It is. This high pressure bubble, Matt, has just completely blocked out the upper level disturbance. It's inundating the north. In fact, there was almost 12 inches of snow up there today. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
So, in fact, I want to take a quick look, show our viewers exactly on the News 3 satellite what's going on, how this system is moving. As you can see, massive upper level disturbance, but the high pressure bubble that's over us, Texas, most of Arizona, and parts of Colorado is just so strong, it's literally making the entire upper level disturbance wrap around it and draw the moisture back in. And things are going to be absolutely fantastic for Thanksgiving. Then the cold front's going to hit that night, making the Friday and into Saturday and Sunday absolutely nasty. But in the short term, tonight, not too bad actually. Things are going to be pretty good here. We're going to see mostly clear skies, lows in the mid-30s, a little bit of wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. So if you've got to get out, be sure to take a jacket. It's going to be pretty cold, but with that cold, that wind chill affecting us, Matt, it's going to be really cold. Tomorrow, mid-70s, pretty good weather. It's going to be really nice. We're going to hold out on this high pressure bubble, get it out of the way. It's going to keep things nice till Friday.
That's good. Well, I'm glad we can have those nice weather for traveling on Turkey Day.
Definitely.
That's News 3 New Mexico this Monday, November 20th. Thank you for joining us. For Chris Nation and Jacob Leyva, I'm Matt Livingston. Have a good night.